Today I'll be reading Frederick by Leo Leoni. Before we get into the book, today we will have a special guest, my dad.
Hello. Yes, in this book, we are going to be reading about a mouse who stashes something special as he prepares for winter.
Winter.
It is a 50-year-old book, and it was a Caldecott Award winner. And it has been praised throughout the generations by many a literary critic. Without further ado, I give you Eric.
Frederick is also me and my dad's real name. No K though. Frederick. And right here you see just a bunch of words, Frederick. Frederick. All along the meadow where the cows grazed, the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. And the stone wall has a tree right next to it, guess. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. And if you see, right here, there are some ants. Just minding their own business, and it looks like one of the mouse is lazy, and I think that one's Frederick, because, yes, it is Frederick. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts, and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. I told you. Look, wheat, nut, a couple of nuts again, seeds, and then Frederick just doing nothing. And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick." Wait, I skipped a page. "Frederick, why don't you do work?" they asked. "I do work," said Frederick. "I gather the sun rays for the cold, dark winter days." And as you see, his eyeballs are shut with the sun right there. And all the other mice are carrying corn for winter. And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick." "I gather colors," answered Frederick, "for simply winter is gray." And as you see, they're working on their nuts, and they're all climbing up stones, and it looks like they're doing a rotation. One of them holds a nut, one of them gives them to the another again and again. That's what it looks like now. And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh no, I'm gathering words, for winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." Winter is very long, and how would mice be able to keep a conversation for that long? And they're still working on their food stock. That's impressive. When the winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took their hideout into the stones. As you see the stones right here, that looks like a mouse and another mouse. This mouse looks like Frederick, because his eyes are always not like that. In the beginning, there was lots to eat. Mice told stories about foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. As you see, they're feasting down on their feast, except Frederick. He looks like he's taking tiny little bites per thing. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was a cold in the wall. No one felt like chatting. This is where Frederick's help comes in. And as you see, there's only little specks of food. They remembered what Frederick said about the sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked. "I told you." All of them are kind of just asking him, like, "What about the colors? What about the sun? What about almost every single thing?" "Close your eyes," said Frederick as he climbed up onto a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke to the sun, the four little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? As you see, he is the only one with no closed eyes. They're all feeling the sun rays. One of the rocks has none of them on it, and it's hot for some reason. "What about the colors, Frederick?" they asked ignominiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said, and he told them of blue periwinkles, and red poppies, in the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush. They saw the colors as clearly as if it had been painted in their minds. That sounds very graceful. Pretty much. Very graceful. And the words, Frederick, that he cleared his throat. Waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the four-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers, then come from the summer who paints the flowers. The fall mouse next with the walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with the cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are four? Think of a year with one less or one more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. Applause. But Frederick, they said, "you are a poet." That was a lot of poetry. Frederick took a bow and said shyly, "I know it." And that's the end. Thank you for being here and reading Frederick. I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.